Hi guys, the first thing that I want to cover with you today are things to remember, things that are in Project 5 that I felt that we should talk about before we actually start working in the chapter. So under things to remember, the first thing I want you to remember are tags are selectors or rules that are define properties for specific HTML elements. So remember that. That's like the body tag and the various other HTML tags. The second thing I want to remind you of are ID selectors. Those are the rules that define just one element on the page. And I gave you an example. The section ID equals header, header being the ID for the one section. It's really important to remember that you only use an ID once per page, and on the CSS page when you write the rule that it starts with a pound sign. The third thing that I want to discuss are compound and descendant selector rules that define properties for a specific HTML element only with a defined path. And I've given you an example here. Let's say that we have a selection ID header, and then inside of that selection with an ID header, we have three links. Links being href, so we have an index page, we have an about page, and we have an info page. If I want to write a rule for all the nested links, what I do is on the CSS rule, and then I show you what it would look like, and I color coded them so you can see how they fit with the actual HTML code. So you have selection, pound header with a space, and then the A, and the A is the start of the hrefs that you see. So you can write one rule that will cover all of those hrefs in the section by doing exactly what you see as the example. Also, number 4, remember pseudo classes. Pseudo classes I described to you as the 4 states of a button, one being hover, one being before you click, one being after you click, and one when you push down on the button, and that you can do a separate activity on each one of those states if you so chose. Next, it is important to understand the nature of nested CSS properties. Know where each one is on the left bracket in the example that I have given you here. Okay, so things that would be considered siblings would be the header, the section. Okay, if you write a rule for the header, it will not change the section because they're all in the same line, and those are considered siblings. Now, what would be considered a child, though, would be the article. Now, if I were to write a section rule to change the font size, because article is sitting inside of the section, so this is what they call a parent-child relationship. Okay, the article would also take on the larger font styles, so just be aware of that.